Hello and welcome to beautiful Newmarket, Virginia for tonight's Valley Baseball League matchup between the visiting Front Royal Cardinals and your Newmarket Rebels. We're going to kick things off with the Front Royal lineup.
Excited for this one, Andrew. Leading off for the Front Royal Cardinals, number 33, James Green. He's followed by Danny Orr. Nick Dombrowski follows him. He's the designated hitter tonight. Number 1, JoJo Montgomery, the left fielder, is batting cleanup. 23, Sang John, the first baseman, follows him. The third baseman, Jackson Kehoe, follows him. Dharma Chilla, the catcher, number 20, is after Kehoe. 14, Sean Andre, the shortstop, follows him. And closing things out for the Cardinals is number 55, Ty Mercado, the second baseman.
And the Rebels lineup tonight, leading off playing second base, Jonathan Mallow. Batting second, playing left field, Bembry Riddle, Zach Banks. Batting third, playing center field, Mario Magana Jr. Batting fourth, playing right field, for Southeast Missouri State, Joe Terranova. Batting fifth, covering first base tonight, Jaden Harriel. Batting sixth, at the hot corner, third base, David Pena. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Tyler Martin. Batting eighth, doing the catching, out of Florida Atlantic, Dylan Murphy. Batting ninth, playing shortstop tonight, Maddox Land. And on the mound, out of Florida Southern, Adler Holtz.
Excited for this one, Andrew, and we've got a stud versus stud matchup here on the mound for both teams. Holtz and Whitaker. I didn't say Ryan Whitaker, the starting pitcher for the Front Royal Cardinals, his first ever Valley Baseball League start. It's going to be a great matchup, and we'll see how these batters can adjust to these two pitchers. Expecting some fireworks from the mound here.
Holtz certainly off to a hot start this season for the Rebels. Last appearance came in relief, but it's kind of been piggybacking back and forth between a start and then one inning of relief. He's ready to do battle with James Green, who swings and misses at the first pitch tonight. Official start time, 7:29. Was out of commission for a while, so I'm raring to get back in the action too, just like these players after a couple off days. I think all of our disruptions for the summer are over. Vacations and babies and all of that. We're ready to get into the action. 1-1 pitch hits Green. So he's going to lead off the game with a free pass. The harder to earn kind.
Not exactly the start you're wanting if you're Holtz here in your 6th appearance on this season. Plunking that first one, now dealing with Danny Orr. He's obviously a dangerous bat. He's batting in the 2-hole.
Keep an eye on Green over at first.
Nine stolen bases for Green.
He's got an aggressive lead.
Yes, he does.
First pitch swung on and missed by Orr.
Out of all of the interesting mascots and team names that I've heard this season, the Blue Hose, I think, has to take the cake of Presbyterian.
Holtz throws over. Got to agree, that is the unique one. I wonder what the story is behind that. There's got to be one.
Definitely.
But kudos to them for sticking with it. 0-1. Green starts to go and stops as the pitch is fouled off.
And Green was down there in a hurry. You could tell there was really no question that he would have made second pretty safely there. And Holtz is probably going to keep him honest here on first. He already has thrown a couple pickoff attempts.
0-2 pitch. This is upstairs. The Rebels have struggled just a little bit with limiting base stealers in the early part of this year. Or I guess now we're smack dab in the middle of the season, so you can't really say early part. Flared into right. Terranova's going to have time to get under it, battling the sun. Reels it in for the first out of the inning, F9. That'll bring up Nick Dromboski, the designated hitter tonight.
Stony Brook guy, member of the CAA. Pretty solid. I've talked about the CAA before. Pretty solid baseball conference. A couple guys from University of North Carolina, Wilmington on Newmarket. That's a CAA school.
Used to see a lot of CAA programs when JMU was in the CAA.
That's a throwback.
At that time, it was the Colonial Athletic Association. Now it's the Coastal Athletic Association, I think. So it's changed names. JMU, of course, now playing in the Sun Belt.
And you can tell Green really wants to go. He's hesitating, however, but he's got humongous leads every single pitch, it seems like.
Almost seems like instead of taking a secondary lead, he's just taking a few steps, like sprinting towards second rather than the shuffle that you normally see. He's going that time. Strong throw. Gets away from Land. Not sure if it would have been in time, but it was at least close.
Definitely looked very close. In the meantime, that's a great throw from Murphy there. You're looking to throw out somebody at second. You want to definitely throw one exactly like that. That's a good.
Yeah, he spotted it right on the bag, but it was just a little late. And then Land had a hard time coming up with it as the runner was sliding in. JoJo Montgomery, next man up for the Cardinals.
And this is red alert if you're Newmarket. Here you got one away with JoJo Montgomery, arguably their best hitter, with a runner in scoring position and one on first. Big hit here could easily drive in runs for the Cardinals.
Flare down the right field line, just goes foul.
And that would have been trouble if it was 10 yards to the left there. That definitely would have been a run, at least for the Cardinals. Right in that little hard to reach area. I wouldn't call it a Bermuda Triangle. We talked a lot about the Bermuda Triangle. Kind of in that, just that little area between the first base line and the right fielder.
0-1 hit deep center. Magana back on it. Backpedaling right up against the wall. He's got it. Fires it in. Green is going to make it into third base. Bit of an awkward slide over there. Just out of view, I think, for you all, but kind of stopped as soon as he hit the ground.
Well, they just puts a little bit of water down, a little bit of moisture for the pitch. Kind of looks like a Little League slide.
I don't think he did anything wrong. I think the ground just said, hold up.
Sangwon John is a beast of a hitter.
Big left-handed bat. He's got runners on first and third with 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Definitely wouldn't want to walk him here, but load up the bases. But if you're going to walk anybody on this team, it'd probably be John because, wow, he can really make the ball pop off his bat.
Lines that one foul. Had some pop, though, right as you were saying.
Reason I say so much about John is because there's videos of his Twitter that he's posting of him just piping balls in a showcase highlight.
Slowly hit ground ball to short. Land is up with it. Throw across. He's got him. 6-3 for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. We'll be back for Jonathan Mallow in the bottom half of the first inning on the other side of this break. Jonathan Mallow leading off for the Rebels. First pitch from Whitaker, lined into left, long run, diving attempt, fair ball. Mallow's going to have a double to lead off the bottom half of the second inning. That one was just out of our view, so we had to wait for the umpire to signal, and all we got was a fair ball. Diving attempt out there by Montgomery.
And what a start for Mallow. That's his 5th double of the season. Just in that, kind of hard to reach area like we were talking about in the top of the first. But just on the other side of the field, and this time it lands comfortably.
Here's Zach Banks, shows bunt, pulls back. Yeah, that one was probably 5 feet inside the line in left. Not quite to the warning track. Off the bat, I thought it was going to hold up for the left fielder, but got down just fast enough. Sometimes Banks is swinging and fouls it off.
You got to give your props to the left fielder, Montgomery. He was hustling for that ball. Really nothing that he can do there. Laid out for it even, but to no avail.
Certainly no lack of effort.
Exactly. Easy double for the Rebels.
1-1 breaking ball finds the zone, strike 2. Bit of a late arriving crowd tonight, but Rebels side starting to fill up. A little sparse on the Front Royal side. 1-2 to Banks, swung on and missed. In the dirt, tagged out.
Miami, Florida, center fielder number 30, Jr.
That's a good way for Whitaker to kind of reconnect after giving up that rough first, I believe it was the first pitch.
Yep, first pitch double. Here's Mario Magana Jr. Extremely dangerous bat for the Rebels, hitting right-handed here.
Not usually see him hitting right-handed.
Rebels have not faced a lot of left-handed pitching.
Not at all.
So, a couple switch hitters in the lineup, but they've been primarily hitting lefty. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball.
Almost swung out of his shoes there. Big time cut from him.
Hit a couple long home runs recently.
It's always good to see a player find his stride as he, kind of makes his way through the Baseball League season. Pretty slow start, obviously, with that injury and a couple at-bats not going his way. But, now he's found his stride phenomenally.
For sure. It's 2-1 now on Magana, looking to drive in Mallow, who's out on second. Swings at a breaking ball in the dirt. It's going to be strike 2. It's also going to be a free base for Jonathan Mallow as he moves up to third on the wild pitch. Hearing some estimates from the home run that Magana hit in Charlottesville. That might have been 420, 425 to right center field.
That was smoked.
2-2 on Magana at the plate. Mallow now 90 feet away. That one hits Magana in the foot, so he's going to get a free base. Be runners on first and third for the Rebels.
No shortage of body sacrifice early. We've got one hit by pitch per top and bottom of the inning. So 2 hit by pitches in one inning, one for each team. So
Rebels have not been shy about getting hit by the pitch early in the season. A lot of free bases, both from the walk and the hit by pitch. First pitch to Joe Terranova, misses inside. Good speed on the bases, both at first and third. Big lead over at first. See if Magana's going. He stays put.
Always got to watch out when you're on first with the lefty pitcher. They can always be, very, very tricky. Pick you off, same as look at you.
He's going. Strong throw, cut off in front of the bag by the second baseman. It'll be a stolen base for Magana. Pitch was a ball, so Terranova is ahead 3-0. Jaden Harriel waiting on deck. And that one misses low. 4-pitch walk. And Whitaker has found himself in some trouble here in the bottom half of the first with the bases loaded and just one out.
From Florida Atlantic. On first base, number 21. Yo.
Ariel out of Florida Atlantic. Rips the first one into center field. Green back, can't get it. It's over his head and up against the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Terranova is going to be held up at third. Frozen rope line drive from Harriel. Green out in center. Looked like he thought he had a beat on it, and it just kept carrying over his head and all the way up against the wall. Magana scores from second. Mallow scores from third. 2 RBIs for Harriel and 2 runs for the Rebels. We take an early 2-0 lead.
Well, I was going to ask you before this game, how can the Rebels kind of respond and refocus after a rough outing against Stanton? They couldn't really get the bats going. And that's exactly how you do it. Wow, what a shot there from Harriel. 2 RBIs, put the Rebels in the driver's seat early.
That Stanton game, Rebels got a lot of runners on base, but they could not come up with that big hit, which Harriel just provided tonight.
Maybe see an opening of the floodgates tonight and a little pent-up frustration after that game.
I know Rebels fans would enjoy that. Quickly 0-2 on Pena, playing third base tonight for the Rebels. Pena struggled to get the bat going, but has been nothing short of exceptional at drawing walks.
When you look at a baseball player, you have to check off the essential items. You can hit and you can take a pitch. And if you can take a pitch like that.
Hard ground ball to third. Throw is going to come home, or not, rather to first. Pena is out at first, while Terranova comes home from third. 5-3 put out. Harriel advances to third. Terranova scores.
Tyler Martin.
RBI for Pena. Tyler Martin at the dish now for the Rebels with Harriel on third. Gets a first pitch breaking ball and fouls it off.
And that's mission accomplished if you're Pena there. Just a little sacrifice grounder, drive in a run. Nothing wrong with it.
Yep, job done. Really, the key there is to get the ball in play and give yourself a chance, especially when you fall behind in the count early. Hard hit ball up the middle. Martin's got himself an RBI single. Harriel scores on the play. RBI for Martin, and the Rebels have put up 4 in the bottom half.
Left catcher, number 24, Dylan Murphy.
That's what I like to call an onslaught. really quick action here. Taking control of this game very early, something the Rebels, haven't necessarily, very early in the season. They were kind of a late game team. Good to see that they can, get out of the gates, a little flyer out of the gates action, and get a big time lead here in the bottom of the first.
Dylan Murphy, next man up. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Dangerous hitter despite being all the way down in the 8 spot. Martin, good speed over at first.
You can never underestimate the 8 spot or the 9 spot even. Good hitters can come from anywhere on the lineup.
Doesn't have enough at-bats to qualify, but I think Murphy might actually have the highest batting average on the team. Fouled at the plate.
Good job by Murphy to stay alive in this count here.
Martin, pretty good sized lead over at first. See if he thinks about going with 2 strikes. He is going. That one's down low. Throw is not in time. Gets into center field. Shortstop backing up the play. Rebels must have seen something or been timing Whitaker and feel like they can run on him. 2 stolen bases in the first.
About to say, they've certainly got him figured out as of now.
Full count pitch. Hit into right field. See if Martin's going to be able to score. Wasn't hit too deep. Throw in is cut off. That'll be an RBI single for Murphy. Hit parade continues for the Rebels. Martin is the 5th Rebel to cross the plate in the bottom half of the first, and Maddox Land, the 9 hitter, is going to get a chance here in the bottom of the first.
Can't really place better than that as he floats that one. Wouldn't really even say float, kind of lined it, kind of twisted away from the second baseman Mercado into the right fielder Orr's glove, but not before Tyler Martin could get around and score for the Rebels. Just great placement, good spot, right in between that gap.
Yeah, little
sharpshooter.
Little slice through the 4-3 hole over there on the right side of the infield. There is action in the Front Royal bullpen here in the bottom of the first. Right-handed pitcher up. Looks like number 8. Meanwhile, Maddox Land, another switch hitter in the box for the Rebels, batting right-handed against the lefty. Whitaker takes the first pitch for a ball. Sliced foul down the first baseline.
And it's such an advantage for a baseball team if you can have 2 switch hitters in a lineup. The versatility of those 2 batters, you can really put them anywhere and say, hey, hit it over here, hit it this way, hit it that way.
1-1 to Land, finds the zone, strike 2. Sun still a factor for the right side of the field, maybe even over to center. Swing and a miss. Land goes down for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Rebels score 5 runs on 4 hits. No Front Royal errors and 1 runner left on base. Jackson Kehoe leading off for the Cardinals in the top of the second. Bolts still on the mound for the Rebels.
And why not? What a great start from Holtz. He looks to continue that here in the top of the second.
Noticing viewership's down a bit tonight, and I bet you that's because it's coming into Parents Weekend, and there might be some of our regular viewers that are already here in Newmarket. Called strike. Welcome all the Cardinals fans that are joining us tonight. Know lots of parents watch for both teams, and we try to keep that in mind. All of the commentary, not be too biased. 2-1 on Kehoe.
Kehoe does lead the Cardinals in walks with 13. He's followed behind John.
What do you think of the teal batting gloves?
Certainly a stylistic choice. It's followed by the neon pink, almost highlighter pink. I don't know what I'd call those. Like maybe like
Wrist guards?
wrist straps or something. I'm really not sure. Wrist guards, maybe. But definitely a highlighter type combo.
Line drive into right field for a base hit. Terranova's got it in the corner. Kehoe's going to hold up at first with a single. Strong throw in from Terranova. It was a hard hit ball there from Kehoe. Dominic Archilla next up for the Cardinals with the ran on first. Fouled off at the plate. Much less flashy batting gloves.
I was just about to say, you got the muted black along with the muted black bat. Goes pretty well in my opinion. But he does have a lime, again, almost highlighter. It's like a thumb guard. Don't know what it is with the highlighter type colors with this team, but Magana has it too on the Rebels.
Ground ball through the hole on the right side into right field. That'll be a single for Archilla. Kehoe looked like he was interested in going to third, but was held up. So Holtz once again finds himself with traffic on the bases here in the top of the second. 2 men on, nobody out. Sean Andrade chops it to third. Pena's unable to cut up with it. Slow hit chopper, good speed going down the line. We're going to give Andrade a single on that one. That was almost like a well-placed bunt, kind of a do-or-die play for Pena. By the time he got to it, Andrade already pretty close to first base. So bases loaded, nobody out. Called strike to Mercado. 9-hitter for the Royals.
Really never seen a player hold a bat like Mercado. He's swinging it like it's in a video game almost. I've never seen somebody kind of like idle their bat like that.
Not even quite sure how to describe it. Very like upright.
I know.
And maybe even slightly tilted forward.
Hey, whatever works though.
I feel like there's some major leaguers in the past that, and he's almost got like the Gary Sheffield bat waggle. Fouled off. 1 and 2. Also sporting the teal batting gloves, or baby blue maybe. Also has the wrap on the bat to match. Rebels playing in on the corners, double play depth up the middle. Up and in with the fastball.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about the highlighter type color because it seemed like after I did, there were 2 straight base hits for the Cardinals. So I held my tongue on Archilla's bright highlighter blue bat. That just, I don't
If you
know.
hadn't put the first pitch in play, we would have got to it. Swing and a miss. Holtz gets Mercado for the first out of the inning.
Back to the top.
James Green gets his second opportunity tonight in the second inning. So both teams will send their leadoff men to the plate in the second inning. Popped up, shallow left. Land is out, and he's got it a few steps onto the outfield grass. Kehoe over at third kind of deked like he was going home, but don't think he would have had much success.
We've seen good hustle plays for both teams. Land got on his high horse on that one. I'd probably say that was about 20, 25, maybe 30 yards to go glove that one. And good job. We also saw it from Montgomery, the first.
Ground ball to second. Mallow's got it. Throws across. 4-3. Holtz works out of another jam. No runs for the Cardinals on 3 hits. No errors. They leave 3 after 1.5. Newmarket holding on to a 5-run lead. Jonathan Mallow going to lead off the second inning, just like he led off in the first. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Riley Bridges.
And Bridges from Stony Brook, grew up in Ridgewood, New Jersey. Had a little moment where he thought it was Bridgewood. Would have been pretty ironic if his name was Bridges from Bridgewood, but he's from Ridgewood.
I'm disappointed, but we'll soldier on. Bridges ready to get to work against Mallow, who swings and misses.
Yeah, 9 appearances for Bridges in 2026 for the Seawolves of Stony Brook. And strikeouts for him.
Called strike 0-2. Seawolves. Jack, what would you rate Seawolves as a nickname?
I'd probably get on the nickname scale. I'd probably give that a solid, probably 7.5. I like that one. I have never heard Seawolves, but I think the Blue Hose has to get an 11 out of 10.
We did get some background on Blue Hose from Brandon Whitaker, who's been on the mic the last couple games, playing producer tonight. We'll probably hear more from him at some point. Ground ball, just foul. Thought Mallow might get a little swinging bunt hit there for just a second. Blue Hose, because they used to wear blue socks. Probably still do wear blue socks, but
Would not be surprised.
hey, if there's the Red Sox and the White Sox, why not? There's even the Tom Sox.
Don't understand the story about the Tom Sox.
Thomas Jefferson, I would assume, being a historical figure with strong ties to the Charlottesville area. One and two on Mallow. Check swing, called strike three. Jonathan doesn't have as much luck in his second at bat. That'll bring up Zach Banks playing left field tonight. First pitch to him is a ball. Didn't miss by much.
Banks has much more muted attire. He's got those, I believe those are Jordan retro cleats. That's a great
And
placement there to left field. shallow
Placed
left.
in the, shallow left for a single.
From Miami, Florida, center fielder number 13, Mario Magana Jr.
Mario Magana Jr. switching around, batting left-handed this time. He does indeed have that. Teal seems to be the color of the night, or like the aqua green corally color. He's got the full sleeve and the batting gloves.
Only way I could really describe it, I'm just gonna get on a soapbox here. It should not be a baseball color, in my opinion. What happened to the old days of the classic, baseball leather colors?
Runner going. Check swing. Ball also pops out of the catcher's mitt. Be a stolen base for Banks. And 2-0 on Magana.
You look at all these little league kids with these crazy flashy gloves. Not my kind of baseball personally. I get a classic Rawlings glove.
Swing and a miss. There's one thing I've noticed. Magana, aggressive swinger up there.
He is. When he swings, he's swinging for the fences. There's no doubting that at all.
I think we're all always hotly anticipating seeing him really get into one here at Rebel Park. He's done it once this season, and it happened to be right after I had to leave. Very disappointing timing on my part.
Spoken into existence by Hannah, our old broadcaster.
3-1 on Magana. Takes ball 4. He has been on twice already tonight.
From Southeast 25, Joe.
Joe Terranova gets his second chance. Takes a called strike. Really good speed on the bases for the Rebels. Not holding Magana at first. Banks, conservative lead at second. Misses low.
It's a good eye there. A couple of times already tonight we've seen some players kind of scooping down to swing at those low pitches. Good patience by Terranova there not to really dig at that one and kind of make a big hack and miss, if you will.
Yeah, Joe, very experienced hitter. Has a lot of college at-bats under his belt. Don't get him chasing too often. Rips that one into left. Banks was in motion, had to hold up as the ball short hopped the left fielder. That'll keep Magana at third, but it'll be a hard hit RBI single for Terranova. Montgomery came about 3 inches away from getting to that one.
First baseman, number 21, Jaden Harriel.
Jaden Harriel, next man up for the Rebels.
What a start from Newmarket. How about that? Would not expect it to be a 6-0 ball game in the bottom of the second. Not even done with the bottom of the second with only one gone. More runners possible to score.
I think any time where you've scored more runs than outs that you've made, you're doing well. Rebels have made 4 outs and scored 6 runs. This is outside 2-0 on Harriel. Had a rocket double to center in his first at-bat. That was off of the starter Whitaker.
No relation to Brandon Whitaker, our producer.
Did you confirm that before the start of the game?
Yes, I did.
Getting a nod. Yep. 3-0 on Harriel. Pena waiting on deck. That one finds the zone for a called strike. Front row once again has the blue canopy. Out in the bullpen. Ball 4 from Bridges. That'll load the bases.
Out from Indiana College, third baseman, David.
So David Pena going to get a chance if the base is juiced.
He already has 1 RBI on the day, and like you say, bases full of Rebels. Can't ask for anything better if you're a Newmarket fan.
I think the only thing else we could ask for is a grand slam.
Well, we have a good history of speaking things into existence in this media press box, so.
First pitch to Pena, low for a ball. Swing and a miss. Nice fastball on the outside part of the plate. Hit high into very shallow right. Magana gonna try to score. He is out at the plate. A very aggressive send as that ball was only 15 feet onto the outfield grass.
The Rebels in right, folks.
Strong throw from Orr cuts down Magana. Rebels score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. We'll be back for the top half of the 3rd inning in just a moment. We're back. Brief pause in the action. Needed to get the lights cut on. Starting to get a little dimmer out here. First pitch to Drombowski, who is leading off for the Cardinals, is low for a ball. Hit into pretty deep right. Terranova back. He's got it on the backhand, just on the edge of the warning track.
From Villanova, left fielder, number 1.
Bring up JoJo Montgomery.
Said it before, he's probably their best hitter. He's certainly a force to be, worried about, if you will.
That one misses for a ball. Holtz had a lot of traffic in the first 2 innings. Would love to have a nice, stress-free 3rd inning.
Yeah, it's as stressful as you can ask for. Bases loaded, and you still walk away.
If you find yourself logged into YouTube tonight, feel free to say hi in the chat. Let us know what you're watching from or where you're watching from. Who you're supporting, whether that be player or team, or feel free to ask any questions. We'll do our best to incorporate them into the broadcast. Maybe we'll come up with a trivia question for you all
Just
as well.
about to say, I was thinking about a trivia question now. Throw that in there in a few innings.
2-1 to Montgomery, misses for a ball. We got the NBA draft going on tonight. 2nd round of the NBA draft. Local product with a chance to go in the 2nd round. If Tyler Nickel out of East Rockingham High School, which is about 20 minutes up the road, maybe 30 minutes. Expected to go in the 2nd round of the draft out of Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt churns out draft picks almost every single year. I think it should be at this point every single year. They are a incredible baseball school and really have always been for a very long time.
Crossed you up there. It's basketball. The basketball draft is what's going on right now.
Well, both ways, really.
I think Vanderbilt a little bit stronger in baseball than basketball,
Yeah, just a
or
little bit.
the double local connection. Vanderbilt's head coach came from James Madison. Runner going, strong throw, dropped. Umpire was ready to call him out, and the ball popped out of Land's glove. Stolen base for JoJo Montgomery.
We've seen this, I think, 2 times now with the throw coming down in time, and the Newmarket players unable to put the tag down, and just the ball slips out of their glove. Wonder if there's any science to that, what's happening there.
Probably it's like you're trying to get your glove in position while you're catching it. Bit of an art to tags. Strike 3 called on Sangwoon John. So 2 outs for Holtz, runner on 2nd, Jackson Kehoe.
And that's a frustrating looking backwards K to take for John. He's certainly a big bat, and big bats usually don't go out looking, let's just say.
First pitch to Kehoe outside for a ball.
See if the highlighter gloves come in handy yet again. We were talking about him, and he had that nice hit to right field.
Lights have fully taken effect now, or at least they're getting there. After not being on to start the inning, it was feeling a little bit dark out.
Certainly challenges some of the players to be able to make some plays in the outfield when the lights are not on and the sun is going down.
3-0 on Kehoe as that one misses. And it'll be a 4-pitch walk. Holtz once again finds himself with a lot of traffic on the bases. This time it's going to prompt a visit from pitching coach Mark Davis. Condolences to the Davis family. I know Coach Davis was out of town for a funeral. Certainly our thoughts are with all of you all during a tough time.
Sun's starting to set over the media box, and the sunlight's still barely grazing the boards of the wall out in the outfield. Looking like kind of the upper, I wouldn't say upper fourth, I'd probably say upper eighth at this point. It's really light kind of slipping away. Won't be long until there's no light on the walls at all.
Kind of I think they call it golden hour here in Newmarket. Hopefully we'll get to experience that with some of you all this weekend as you come in for Parents Weekend. Some extra festivities and picnics and things going on. So definitely say hi when you get a chance. Here is Dominic Archilla with a chance to do some damage. 2 men on. Pickoff, fake pickoff to second. Both bullpens quiet. Holt's one of the few Rebels pitcher that has kind of stretched out and gotten into that like 5 or 6 inning per start number.
Don't know why you would need a blue tent out in your bullpen with the sun going down for the front row of Cardinals. I don't know the science behind that. Maybe it's just, pregame, but
Certainly making themselves at home out there.
definitely.
Nothing wrong with that. Comment from down the row, they might be grilling. It's true. Seen it before. We've seen all sorts of stuff in the bullpens.
Me and Brandon saw a game of hacky sack against Woodstock. They were out there, and
That's one way to get warmed up.
I know.
Pick off there to second. Not particularly close, but did require a dive back in.
Well, no stop valve for a bobble there if you're the shortstop land. If that ball gets past you, that's an easy advance for Montgomery.
That one misses up and in, 2-1. Hit into right. Terranova's got it for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. We'll be back for the Rebels half of the third on the other side of this break. Tyler Martin leading off for the Rebels. Riley Bridges still on the mound for the Cardinals. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball inside. Got about a 10% of a check swing out of Martin. Backdoor breaking ball finds the outside edge for strike 2. Tyler Martin at the plate. Dad, Ty Martin, in the first base coaching box. Swing and a miss, set an outside heater. Martin will go down for the first out of the inning.
Number 24, Dylan Murphy.
Dylan Murphy, the catcher, getting his second chance. Singled into right field in his first at bat. Maddox Land waiting on deck. That one misses for ball 3. Adler Holt's dad tuning in from Chicago. All I have to say is go Cubs. Already took one from the Mets today. Murphy draws a 4-pitch walk. Rebels have a man on with 1 out.
Rebels continue their trend. Most walked team in the Valley Baseball League, and they continue that here.
They've slowed down just a smidge from their early season pace, but still taking the free pass whenever it is offered.
Nothing wrong with that. That's baseball.
Murphy stealing second. He is in easily with a stolen base.
Wow, and that first pitch gambit paid off really, really well for Murphy. Just taking off immediately after kind of catch him off guard, and he did. Great job by the Rebels there.
4th stolen base already for Newmarket tonight. Brandon, do you by any chance know what our most stolen bases in a game is this season?
Well, I do know that this
Put him
is
on the spot. He did not know, but we might find out.
Dylan Murphy's 5th stolen base on the season.
The Rio coming to land. Called strike. That one's hit high into right. Reeled in by Orr. Strong throw into second. Trying to catch Murphy sleeping, just misses him.
And that was a really close call there. Got some oohs and ahs from the dugout of Front Royal.
Number 2, Jonathan Mallow.
Thought they got Murphy on the tag up there, but Murphy was in time.
To bring up Jonathan Mallow. Season high for the Rebels in stolen bases, 6 against Purcellville on June 7th. Thank you to Brandon for that one. He is on top of it up here, let me tell you. We got a very strong team on the field and in the press box here in Newmarket this summer. That one's popped up out of play.
And I'll just go back to that pickoff attempt on Murphy there a couple pitches ago. That would have gotten him. It was just a little bit off target, but if it was on target, they would have gotten him coming back. Good heads-up play by Andrade.
Fouled off. 0-2. Misses high. 1-2. Hooked. Foul down the right field line. Over by the batting cage. Mallow stays alive.
It hasn't happened yet, and I don't know when it'll happen, but it'll certainly happen someday. I'm hoping this season that when a foul ball will fly into that kind of right field area and bounce off of that light. I've been waiting for it to happen.
Swing and a miss. Ball gets past the catcher. Going to be a close play. Mallow beats it to first. He will reach first on the wild pitch.
At that point, Grant
Murphy advances to third. Archilla kept the ball right at his feet, but thought it got further past them and then had to dance around with the umpire.
Looks more like a salsa line than a batter's box there, as they were kind of dancing around each other trying to get out of the way, that being the umpire. And
yeah, they definitely did a little dance at home plate. Worked out in the Rebels' favor as Mallow was able to reach. So first and third for Zach Banks. Wouldn't be surprised at all if Mallow is in motion. Stays put for the first pitch, which is a called strike.
this is a great chance here for the lefty with 8 RBIs already on the season to add to that total here. He certainly got a great bat.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Bridges 1 strike away from getting out of trouble here in the bottom of the third. Mallow goes. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Rebels in the bottom of the
No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 runners left on base. Sean Andrade going to lead things off in the top of the 4th for the Cardinals on the other side of this break. Sean Andrade leads off for the Cardinals. Top of the fourth. Adler Holt still on the mound for the Rebels. First pitch is a ball.
Seen a lot of nomad type players in the Valley Baseball League this season. He is another one of them, him being Andrade.
That one's fouled off. Gotta think Holtz is in the conversation to be a Valley League All-Star. Especially if he can keep putting up another 0 or 2 here tonight. Popped up on the infield, might have a chance right at the netting, just foul into the, or just out of play into the visiting stand.
Andrade committed to USF, redshirted there first year, transferred to Santa Fe College. Now he's on the road to Mercer. Been around the country playing some ball.
Swing and a miss. Andrade goes down. Holtz gets the leadoff man.
And Holtz continues to impress. Very impressive performance from him. And like you said, another great night tonight. I wouldn't say he's a lock for an all-star, but because there's no such thing as locking, you know, guaranteeing, but pretty sure that he will solidify his spot.
Tough competition to make the All-Star team this year. I think they're taking 12 pitchers total from the entire league, so some really good arms going to get left off of that team at some point, but got to think Holtz is in the conversation at this point. All-Star game this year is going to be a showcase game. Valley League's best against the Cal Ripken League's best.
That'll be fun.
Played in Maryland, so no inter-league All-Star game, no North versus South this year, just the All-Valley League team effectively playing up in Maryland. Hard hit ground ball to Pena rather, who throws to Harriel. 5-3 for the second out of the inning.
Top of the order from Presbyterian College Center.
Good job by the Rebels closing out this top of the fourth relatively quickly, knock on wood. Got to deal with
2/3 of the way there.
Got to deal with one more batter though, if at least one more batter.
First pitch to Green is fouled at the plate. Off of catcher Murphy. Have a fresh name behind the plate for you sometime this weekend for the Rebels. New catcher coming into town as that ground ball to second gets through Mallow. That's going to be an E4 to allow Green to reach with 2 outs. Rebels lost catcher Josh Hines, had to head home. So he's going to have a replacement coming into town this weekend.
That's just a tough error to give up if you're Mallow, right through the wickets.
Did appear to sneak right in there between the legs.
World Cup time, they call that a meg. In hockey, they call it a 5-hole, so. Beautiful sunset here in Newmarket over the
baseball, would you call it like a Buckner?
Maybe, I think so. I
think I'm getting that name right. Ground ball to third, backhanded by Pena, pops out of the glove. Tough play on the hard hit backhand. Call it a hit for now. Brings up Nick Dromboski. Takes the first pitch for a ball.
Six RBIs on the season for Dromboski, the Seawolf, looking to up that number.
Called strike, 1-1.
The red helmet of Stony Brook goes well with the front royal. Kind of royal red, bright red. Kind of
Cardinal red, I would
cardinal
say.
red, a little bit of a mismatch, but the Stony Brook's helmet is a little bit more muted, a little bit darker red.
Backdoor breaking ball misses for a ball. Popped up. Gonna get out of play over the Rebel dugout. 2-2.
Man, that ball went out of orbit. It seemed like it went up into the mesosphere, if you will. That thing went really high, really fast too.
That one's hit into the right center field gap. Gonna be down for extra bases. One run is in. Orr is gonna hold up at third. It'll be a 1 RBI double for Dromboski. Unearned run following the Mallow error. JoJo Montgomery takes a ball. Starting to get a little bit of movement down in the bullpen for the Rebels. Holt's up to 63 pitches. That is Jackson Jones in the Rebels bullpen. One pitch to Montgomery. Hard hit ball into left field, down for a hit. Strong throw in from Banks is going to hold Dromboski at third, but the bases are loaded with 2 outs for the Cardinals.
Well, it looks like I unfortunately spoke it into reality. I said a very quick 2 out of 3, and we said, still have one more to deal with Green, and all of a sudden 2 runs have been scored and the bases are loaded.
I was wrong. The bases are not loaded. I don't know what I was thinking
runners
there.
on the corners.
First and third. Sorry about that, folks. 2 runs across for the Cardinals. Called strike.
John is the last guy you want up with runners in scoring position. Still probably frustrated with that looking strikeout he took at the top of the third.
Runner going. Fakes the throw. No throw. 2-1 on John. Montgomery gets the stolen base. Called strike 2. Holt's 1 strike away from getting out of trouble.
Would be a very good recovery from Holtz here if he's able to strike out John.
Hard hit ground ball to second. Mallow has trouble with it, but is able to reel it in and get it over to first for the 4-3 putout. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. Score is Newmarket 6, Front Royal 2. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th in just a moment. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Parker Bucknecht. He's facing Mario Magano Jr. Backdoor breaking ball called a strike.
And please let us know if we are botching that last name. Not an easy last name to pronounce there. Any Front Royal fans viewing, please let us know.
Bucknecht, according to Google, but
Bucknecht.
Bucknecht. So Bucknecht ahead 0-2 on Magana.
And he's from New Mexico Military Institute as well. Teammates Wonjae Cho.
Ground ball back to the pitcher, knocked down. Magana busting it down the line. Called out, close play. No argument from Magana or Tyler Martin.
The right fielder, number 25, Joe Terranova.
Joe Terranova, next man up for the Rebels.
That's a solid play by Bachnick to knock that ball down. Good instinct. You don't necessarily have to grab it. You just got to knock it down or slow it down for your infielders. Good solid play from the pitcher there. As I was saying earlier, he goes to New Mexico Military Institute. That's also the College of Wonjae Cho and John, Sang-Hoon John.
Hit hard down the left field line. Gonna hook foul. 1-1 on Terranova. 50-50 going on in the stands. Another foul ball. President.
Just
Go
a
ahead.
beautiful night in general for baseball here in Newmarket. One little tiny patch of, well, I wouldn't even call it tiny, but one little patch of clouds. But besides that, not a cloud in sight. Beautiful night. Beautiful evening sky. Just what you're looking for in some summer baseball.
Swing and a miss. I'll tell you one thing, there's not too many nicer places to watch a summer league game.
21, Jaden Harriel.
There might be one, but I don't know where it is. Terranova strikes out. Jaden Harriel.
Well, talk about what you want to see and talk about what you don't want to see. You do not want to see a big swinging strikeout there from Terranova. 2 gone now in bottom of the 4th.
Could see our first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Ariel fails to reach here for the Rebels.
I jinxed it last inning. It cost us a couple runs.
Ground ball softly hit up the middle, and it is off the glove of the second baseman, Mercado. Kind of similar to how the rally started in the last half inning for the Cardinals with an error on the second baseman. Here is David Pena. Takes a ball.
Pena had that RBI grounder in the first inning, looking to continue his streak there.
Check on the runner at first. Pena with 15 walks. Good for 7th best in the Valley League.
And I was just about to say the past 4 games that he's played, he's had a walk in every single game that he's played. I'm kind of improving these stats as I go. But Pena has had it, and every game that he's started, he has had a walk. That is incredible.
And he is ahead 3-0 here, looking to extend that walk streak. How many games has David played in? Got that?
Count that up right now.
Another check on the runner who was about 1 step off the bag at first. Ariel kind of laughing about that one. 3-0, ball 4. The walk streak is alive.
I do believe I messed up that stat. I'm not 100% sure. I think Brandon's over here looking at me. I count 12, 13 games now that he's...
13, I got 13 games in a row with a walk for Pena. All 13 appearances.
I am not sure about that one.
Today being the 13th game. Here is Tyler Martin. Very delayed check on the check swing. I'll go ahead and say it. I thought he swung, but probably because of the delayed check, they don't get the call, so it's 1-0.
A little protest from the front royal dugout ushered a check swing trial by the home plate umpire. 2 straight balls here.
So Martin ahead 2-0. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. takes the breaking ball that didn't quite break for ball 3.
Seen a lot of these pitchers throw pretty solid breaking pitches. They've certainly got what it takes to throw a nice curve, nice slider. Seen a lot of different arsenals, different.
Swing and a miss. Forget which game, either the Purcellville game or the Stanton game, where the Rebels are away over the past week, that they were talking about a pitcher throwing a knuckleball. Don't see that too often anymore. Full count.
We see that one.
Runners will be in motion. Swing and a miss. Martin goes down swinging.
The Rebels.
No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 runners left on base. Jackson Kehoe gonna lead it off for the Cardinals in the top of the 5th. Jackson Jones coming on for the Rebels out of Louisiana Tech. Had strong appearances last time out. Had to leave a little bit early after getting hit in the ankle.
Little Jackson on Jackson action here.
First pitch to Jackson Kehoe from Jackson Jones. Swung on and missed.
Different spelling on the names, however. It's Jaxon for the batter from Front Royal and the normal Jackson for the pitcher for Newmarket.
Called strike 3. Kehoe didn't like it.
Saw a little communication between.
That's going to prompt a warning.
Was there a warning there?
Looks like a warning may have been issued.
Looking down at my notes there, writing down the backwards K that he took. Did not see a warning, but
Plate umpire pointed towards the front Royal dugout and then pulled out his notebook and wrote something down. I'm guessing it was a warning, as Kehoe did have some words following that strikeout looking. Called strike to Dominic Archilla.
Jackson Jones of Louisiana Tech, they had a pretty solid year this year. He appeared in 3 games.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Overall, Louisiana Tech went 33-25. They ended their season on a defeat from Sam Houston and then another defeat from Liberty in the Conference USA Baseball Championship. Liberty went on to have a pretty productive time in the College World Series. They won a couple games, I remember, in the, I call it a round robin, maybe?
Regional round,
regional
robin.
round,
It is
round
well,
robin.
it's not quite round robin, but double elimination bracket.
I certainly did see Liberty winning games in the postseason.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Liberty not too far from Newmarket, about 2 hours. Not a particularly fun drive over mountains, but if you like windy roads, then that's the drive for you.
Scenic views.
Definitely some scenic views.
Got to keep your eyes on the road. Looking at those mountains, you might have a problem because they're so great. You just can't take your eyes off of them.
2-2, misses down low. Crowd started to thin a bit. Perhaps getting a little chilly out there. Nice breaking ball. Fought off by Archilla.
That's also expected on work nights. Not really a school night 'cause it's summer break, but certainly a work night for a lot of the parents.
I had to think about it. Didn't even really know what day it was, gonna be honest. Another full count pitch. Fastball swung on and missed.
What's up?
I feel like it's a kind of a high school kind of traditional experience almost. After Christmas, you kind of lose track of the days over winter break for a couple of days until you kind of refocus in. You're just kind of checked out, just kind of enjoying your family, enjoying the time away from school, and then you're like, oh, what day is it? Happened to me a couple times. Maybe I'm just crazy.
No, it makes sense. First pitch to Andrade, down low. For me, it's the post-baby
I bet.
time off of work. Tiredness-fueled confusion, I guess. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Welcome to new baby girl 1 week ago today. 3 a.m. in the morning. Called strike 1-2.
I rewatched that clip in the top of the 6th of you saying, oh, my wife's in labor, gotta go.
It wasn't long.
Amusing. Just pack it up and go.
Called strike 3. Jones strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3. Go the Cardinals. Dylan Murphy going to lead it off for the Rebels in the bottom half of the 5th.
Left on.
Dylan Murphy leading things off for the Rebels.
Murphy had that solid RBI shot to right in the first. RBI single. He walked in the third, so he's been on base both times. He's been up to bat tonight.
And he is ahead 2-0 here. Balknick still on the mound for the Cardinals. Called strike.
Pretty cool fact about Balknecht. He went to the same high school as Zach Banks.
That's a good pull. Whoever pulled that one gets a raise. 100%. It's a common joke around
My
here.
raise will be from $0 to $0.
Common phrase around here with the large volunteer presence. Called strike 3-2. Full count pitch, way up and in. Murphy's going to be a leadoff runner on base for the Rebels.
From Pensacola State College, the shortstop, number
Wow, and
12,
look out on that one. Kind of repeat history from the Lopez hit by pitch that did not go very well. But Murphy able to jump out of the way on that one, and good reflexes on his part.
Land shows bunt, pulls back, called strike. Kind of wonder if the umpire's eyes didn't shift a bit on that one with the bunt and the pullback. Looked to be a little bit inside to me, but this is just outside. Breaking ball, called strike. Breaking ball, but has some velocity on it.
Yes. And that's the difference between a good pitcher and an elite pitcher. If you can get some velocity on that breaking ball, that makes it a million times harder for the batter to make contact.
Guessing slider, but could it maybe even be like a cut fastball? That's just getting some good glove side run. Pickoff attempt. Murphy was looking to run. Had kind of taken a hop towards second, but retreats back to
Balknick High School was Seabreeze. That was the same as Zach Banks.
Is that Florida?
Yes, it is.
Land takes a backdoor breaking ball, called strike 3.
from Potomac State College, Jonathan Mallow.
Quiet night for Land tonight. Looking to change that here in the second half of the game.
Brings up Jonathan Mallow. Shows bunt, takes a ball. Been known to bunt for a hit in his time here in Newmarket. Hitting .362 coming into tonight's game. Good for 14th best in the league out of qualified batters. Another one that could be looking at a potential all-star spot.
And how great would that be for Newmarket to have a returning face, familiar face, make the All-Star team? Then you get Holtz out there too. That'd just be great, representation for the Rebels and the town of Newmarket in general. Just get the name around, and it's just a win-win for the team and for the town.
And for the player,
And for the
win-win-win.
player, exactly. Triple win. You don't see a lot of triple wins in life, but
Big
here
time
we are.
exposure opportunity for players. Taken inside for a ball. Foul tip, strike 3. It's also going to be a stolen base for Murphy.
Left fielder, number 9.
So hanging on to the foul tip gets them the strikeout, but it costs them 90 feet as Murphy in with the 5th steal of the night for the Rebels. Only one off their season high. And Zach Banks batting with 2 outs. Chopped in front of the plate. Archilla up with it, fires to first for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We'll be back for action in the 6th inning on the other side of this break. Ty Mercado leading off for the Cardinals. Jackson Jones still on the mound for the Rebels. Struck out the side in his first inning of work.
And a quiet night for both batters in the 9 spot for each team. Mercado's 0 for 2. Max Land now 0 for 3.
Check swing. They appealed on to first. First base umpire Tim Detweiler says he went. That one's fouled off of home plate. Back into the netting behind the on-deck area. Rebel bat boy is out to secure it. Strong presence out in the left field lounge today. Kind of the host family area, I would describe it as. Lots of kids running around. That one's bounced in for ball 3. Full count on the leadoff man, Mercado.
The small town with a big love for baseball. Nothing better, really.
Yep, Rebels averaging right around 200 fans for home games, which is very close to 10% of the town's population.
And if you're pulling 10% of your town's population for baseball games, that's really impressive. That's a town that really cares about their team, and it's just great to see. Great to see. Good for Valley Baseball League, and good for the sport of baseball in general.
Absolutely. It's always swing and a miss from James Green. 0-1.
Runners free here.
Grounded to first. Foul ball. Ariel tried to almost frame it like a catcher to pull it back into fair territory, but could not fool the first base umpire.
Good attempt by Ariel. Kind of a witty play there, but no avail. Umpire was ready for it.
Ground ball. Ariel fields it. Nice flip to Jones. Not going to be in time. Nice play by Ariel to even field that ball. He was about halfway to second base, running away from first base and had no chance.
We saw this a lot in the earlier parts of the season. Just unlucky placement for the Rebels, and that's just yet another unlucky role for the Rebels. Really unlucky placement, and just really the only way that you can describe that is just unfortunate or unlucky. Just really nothing that the Rebels can do. They played the opportunity right, but doesn't turn out in their favor in the end.
I think Jones was a little bit late getting over to first, probably thinking that was a clean single through the right side, but Ariel made a nice play to stab it to no avail.
We've seen a lot of hustle from these two teams tonight. You got to give credit to both teams.
Three 3-0 now on Orr. There is action in the Rebel bullpen. Right-handed pitcher. Jordan Bermudez up in the Rebels bullpen. A fresh face. Called strike 3-1.
That was a solid pitch from Jones, painting that outer third. Trying to stay alive in this at-bat.
Fastball fouled off.
Don't think you can get a bigger lead than Mercado just had. He was pretty much halfway to third base when Jones was kicking for that pitch. Lucky he wasn't able to whip around and pick him off.
Holding him a little closer this time. Full count pitch. Fouled off.
Probably one of those moments where you say, oh, I was a little bit too far out there. Let's stay a little bit closer this time.
That's when you get that far off. Might as well just keep going. And another full count pitch on the way from Jones. Runner going. Ball 4. Bases full of Cardinals with nobody out. For Nick Drombowski. Jackson Jones playing with fire here. Top half of the 6th.
Yep, alarms, red alerts, sirens, whatever you please to describe this. This is not a good situation for the Rebels. Nobody gone. Base is fully juiced. I think probably the best chance you could ever ask for if you're Front Royal. Do some damage here. Down 4 runs. One swing of that, I mean, it's a tie ball game.
First pitch is a called strike. Second pitch, outside corner, called strike.
Not many RBIs on the season for Dombrowski. Only 6. He has a chance to skyrocket that number right now. They skyrocket, but definitely increase a solid amount.
0-2. Chopped to first. Play's going to be to home. Glove flip. Ariel fielded it. Dead sprint towards home. Tried to glove flip it to Murphy at the plate. Short hopped and not fielded cleanly. That'll be an RBI single for Drombowski. And that'll end the night for Jackson Jones. We'll take a quick break and be back with a new Rebel pitcher on the other side. JoJo Montgomery at the plate for the Cardinals. Bases loaded, nobody out.
And the stats are not shy to tell you how good JoJo Montgomery is. 11 RBIs in the Valley.
New Rebel pitcher is Jordan Bermudez, making his second appearance. First pitch, called strike. And crossed up the catcher. They had a bit of a prolonged conference as Bermudez came in. Probably the first chance that Murphy is having to work with Bermudez, so it's always a bit of a struggle early in the season, or not early in the season, but early in the season for Bermudez. He just arrived and hasn't worked with any Rebel catchers.
Seen that fair amount. I think we saw that with Ben McIntyre earlier in the season. Saw it with Stitchway, Zach Stitchway as well.
0-1 foul tip.
Montgomery in 2025 with the Wildcats of Villanova, 17 RBIs, and in 2026, 19. So total 36 RBIs over 2 seasons. He's certainly a productive hitter.
0-2 breaking ball, misses low. Mentioned Ben McIntyre. Looks like he might be starting to get loose in the Rebel bullpen. And that one hits Montgomery square in the back.
Ouch, look out. Got to give credit to Montgomery there to sacrifice the body and take that one right, looked like right on the back as he twists around to definitely not going to feel that in the morning. Yeah, definitely feel it right now, too.
Yes, the RBI hit by pitch. The hard-earned RBI. Here is Sang-Woon John fouling off the first pitch he sees from Bermudez.
You already got a frustrated Sang-Woon John after having a pretty quiet night. Some frustrating pitches that he wishes that he had back, and looking to rewrite history here. He's got a great chance. Gonna want that one back too.
Fold on that one, swing and a miss. Gotta think this might be one of the most important sequences of this game right here.
I'd safe to say I think it probably is the most important. Right here with the bases loaded, nobody gone, 2-run game.
Hard hit ground ball, foul down the first baseline.
And he certainly put his body into that twist, and he's looking to definitely pull it there, it appears. Pull that into the right field. Just a little bit early on it.
Hard hit ground ball, fair ball down the right field line, past the diving Harriel into the corner. It's going to be at least two RBI single for Jean. And that is going to tie the game at 6. Still nobody out. 4 Cardinals runs have crossed in the top half of the 6th inning.
Oh, the frustration pent up and finally gets to take it out on the Rebels there with a very, very close ground ball down the first base line called fair. High game in Newmarket.
Called strike to Jackson Kehoe. Cardinals have golden opportunity to pull in front after an early 6-0 deficit.
If you're Bermudez, you just can't let that affect you. You got a really, really dangerous hitter in KO as well. He got a warning earlier. He's definitely not happy with that. Had a nice hit to right field. Top of the second.
That
Almost got
one
plunked there.
inside, almost hit him.
Certainly no shortage of emotions and passion tonight's game.
Two one misses just inside. 3-1. Gotta think they might go to McIntyre in the bullpen. Should Kehoe reach? Bermudez falls down on the mound. Pitch misses for ball 4. Bases full of Cardinals once again. That's going to prompt a visit from pitching coach Mark Davis. Rebels got to find a way to get out of this jam without being too far behind.
Best way I can describe this moment is those old videos on YouTube of them opening up water dams after years of keeping them shut. Now it just takes like 30 seconds and then all the water just comes spewing out with tons of pent-up pressure. That's kind of how this onslaught, full frontal attack for the Cardinals is feeling right now. 4 runs given up, nobody gone. Bermudez is going to stay out there after giving up that tough walk, falling over and smacking his glove on his leg in frustration. Interested to see how this turn of events and how this moment goes down.
Rebels playing in all the way across the infield.
This is a gutsy move. I'm not sure what the motive is behind this one.
Swing and a miss. Definitely an aggressive decision early in the game to bring the infield in. Increases your chances of getting the runner at the plate, but also increases the chances of a ground ball getting into the outfield. That one's hit into left center. Magana got it on a dive. Nice play. He's going to get the ball into third. It'll be a sac fly. But I think if you're the Rebels, you'll take that. Montgomery scores on the sacrifice. First out of the inning. Magana headlong dive into the left center field gap.
Oh, you're used to giving up a sacrifice fly and then kind of taking a quick breath because you only have 1 out remaining. But guess what? You got 2 more to deal with, and you still got runners in scoring position.
Sean Andrade. Ball goes behind his head into the backstop. Both runners advance. Thought I heard a tick or something.
Definitely did hear a tick. He had a quite a long look at Bermudez on the bump. Keep our eyes on that down the road.
So 1-0 on Andrade. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Infield in again. This is going to be a pass ball. John comes in to score on the pass ball by Murphy. Pitch didn't miss by much. Possibly a cross up, but things have really unraveled here for the Rebels in the 6th, if they have allowed 6. Swing and a miss. The 2-0 pitch. And that one hits him. So Andrade headed down to first.
Andrade, when
Coach Shepard out to the mound. He's going to take the ball from Jordan Bermudez. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with a new Rebel pitcher in just a moment.
He just did you bat like that? What?
The Rebel pitcher is Ben McIntyre, one of their relief aces.
When in doubt, call on number 7 to get you out of anything. And certainly needs to be gotten out. Let's just say that. Rebels
McIntyre
in trouble.
tied for the league and wins. 3-0 coming into this one.
Wouldn't be surprised if people look at him for an all-star as well.
Runner going, ground ball, perfect hit and run into right field, right where Mallow, the second baseman, had just vacated.
Presbyterian College center fielder number 2.
Runner was in motion. Mallow headed towards the base to cover, and the ball went right where he had been standing.
Yep.
7 runs
Unfortunate.
for the Cardinals here in the top of the 6th.
Unfortunate is really the only way I can put that.
Swing and a miss. James Green, lefty-lefty matchup.
Andrade gets over to third. He had to get escorted over to first by an umpire. Flipped his bat in the air after getting plunked by Bermudez. Certainly.
Swing and a miss. Runner, delayed steal, going to take second. So no double play possibility now for the Rebels, or at least no conventional double play opportunity.
Field coming in again.
Swing and a miss from McIntyre. Ben gets the strikeout for the second out of the inning. Danny Orr, next man up for the Cardinals.
Well, when in a pinch, call on McIntyre. He's delivering here. Solid strikeout. Another good pitch there.
Even the ground ball with the would have been probably a double play if the runner hadn't been in motion, as it was right to where the second baseman
Exactly.
had been before running to cover the bag. So can't fault McIntyre here at all. 0-1 grounder up the middle. Mallow on the backhand. It's off his glove. E4 on Mallow. Scores another run.
Well, I know I said it's like a water dam being opened up. Now I'm amending my statement to a tsunami striking a city at this point because, wow, what a rush. 8 runs and 10 in total for the Cardinals, and they're going to get more here.
Another wild pitch. Another run. Tell the Rebels are they're up against the ropes here, and they're not recovering well. I don't know how to describe it, but they're clearly flustered all the way around.
Like that scene in Rocky where he's pinned, and I think it's the Brago, I think is his name, and just haymaker after haymaker after haymaker to the face, and it's just really nothing you can do there.
11 unearned runs, or 11 unanswered runs.
Unanswered.
Some of them were unearned for the Cardinals. Check swing, fouled off.
Definitely not what you're looking for if you're in 11 and 17 and be giving up a huge chunk inning like this. And when I say huge, I mean ginormous. Completely changes the game.
Probably the worst half inning of the season for the Rebels on defense. Two in the dirt.
Remember a game earlier in the season where Newmarket scored 10 runs in the bottom of the 7th, I believe. I can't remember if it was Strasburg or not remember the team they were playing, but
Ball 4 to Dromboski.
definitely approaching that number here. Bottom of the 5th against Covington, excuse me. I was given the stat.
JoJo Montgomery getting another chance. First pitch fastball called strike. McIntyre coming in right around 90 miles an hour. Can get up to 91, 92. There's a sinker.
Well, it seemed like forever ago I was talking about JoJo Montgomery's ability to drive in runs in Villanova and how his stats are not shy of showing it, but that was actually this inning.
Line drive, fair down the first base line into the right field corner. Going to score at least one. Probably going to score 2. Throw goes into second. Comes in, hits off of the umpire. It'll be a triple for JoJo Montgomery. Two RBIs. 11 runs in the top of the 6th for the Cardinals. They've gone from a 6-run deficit to a 7-run lead already in this one.
And every single person on their lineup has scored this inning except Dom Archila.
Sang-Woon John next up. See if McIntyre can take advantage of the lefty-lefty matchup to get out of this inning. Check swing. No swing after the appeal to the third base umpire. Nothing going the Rebels' way in this half. Fouled into the net.
And Andrew, everybody has those bad days where you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and then you get to brush your teeth, or something bad happens, on the car ride to work. Just a bad day, not your day. This is not the Rebels inning. I can safe to say I don't think anything.
Hard hit line drive into right. Thankfully for the Rebels, this one is right at Joe Terranova. 11 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. Mario Magana gonna lead it off for the Rebels. Mario Magana gonna lead it off for the Rebels, who find themselves trailing by 7.
Hail Marys, prayers, lucky beads, anything you got, you use here if you're the Rebels after just getting obliterated in the top of the 6th. Looking to mercifully get a few back or something.
Certainly need to chip away if they want to get back in this one. Hit into fairly deep center field, but not deep enough. Green has it for the first out.
Thing certainly had the launch angle for it, but maybe just like a centimeter lower on the bat in that striking distance right there. I mean, I think that goes out, but certainly had the length for it, not the height.
Didn't miss by much.
Height for it, not the length, excuse me.
Joe Terranova, next man up. Rebels need some base runners if they want to get anything going.
That's not going to help if you're Terranova. That breaking pitch is right in there for strike 1. That's a solid pitch.
Falknick still on the mound for the Cardinals. That one's ripped down the left field line. Foul. Terranova been hitting the ball hard tonight.
He certainly has. He had that nice line drive to left. Looked to kind of repeat history there, but Could not just foul. Past the third base line.
Check swing. No swing. Few kind of lopsided games going on around the valley. Charlottesville 10-0 over Harrisonburg. Stanton 19-2 over the Strasburg Express.
Wow.
Another check swing. This time they say he went. I have to disagree on that.
Yeah,
It didn't even look like
don't know how I feel
he
about
took the
that one.
bat off his shoulder.
Yo.
Quickly 2 outs for the Rebels.
How about Stanton putting Strasburg in the ringer, the defending champs? How about that? Crazy how 1 year can change a team.
Express still top half of the standings, but not quite as dominant as last year. Currently a tie at the top. Newmarket and Purcellville at 11 and 7, Winchester 9 and 9, and then Strasburg in fourth after that loss. Of course, that's pending the results of tonight's games. 1 and 1 on Harriel. The energy and life has been sucked out of Rebel Park. Quiet ballpark all of a sudden. Not a lot of energy in the dugout either. Wing and a miss at a ball in the dirt, and Harriel is down 1 and 2.
I can compare this to blowing up a massive balloon and then popping it in the top of the fourth, I would say. Just massive balloon, as big as you, like a hot air balloon almost, and just taking a spear and putting it right through it. All momentum, all buzz in Newmarket in the ballpark, just gone instantly, and wow. Been quiet for the Rebels since bottom of the second.
Ariel rockets that one to deep center field. Green's back. He's not going to get to it. It is off the wall. Ariel into second, looking for 3. Green's throw is not going to be in time. It's going to be a stand-up triple for Jaden Ariel, who has also been hitting the ball hard all night.
Well, I talk about popping a balloon, but right there you could kind of see a spike of life there. A little spirit of hope for Newmarket after a really nice shot there from Harriel. Bounces off the wall. Stand-up triple. Knock on the door for a run here.
David Pena up. He who has walked in 13 consecutive games could use a hit here. Fouls the 1-0 pitch off. Oh, we lied. We missed one.
I did. That's
missed
on
one.
me. One
It's
game.
It is 13 or 12 out of 13 games. We thought we had a fun fact for you. Two and 1 on Pena. Check swing. Home plate umpire says he went. It's across the 10 o'clock Eastern time. We're still in the 6th inning, on pace for well over a 3-hour ball game tonight. Kudos to you if you're still hanging with us. I think our viewership has actually grown somehow. Perhaps a lot of Front Royal fans
I think
in
a
the
couple
house
Front
tonight.
Royal fans and some group chats and text messages. Hey, tune into this game. We're killing them.
2-2 misses just up. 3 and 2. Ariel on third, 2 outs. Rebels trail by 7. Flared into left field, could be trouble down the line. Nope, gonna hang up for the left fielder.
The Rebels in bottom of the sixth.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left. We'll be back for the top of the 7th in just a moment. New Rebel pitcher from Southern Miss, Camden Rogers. Hard throwing righty. Still very flat in the ballpark. There was a bit of a kerfuffle on the field kind of as the last inning ended, with Front Royal players having to be ushered back into the dugout by the umpire.
Balknet had some words for some of the new market batters and dugout. I think Pena was at the top of that list. A couple vocal words that everybody in the ballpark could hear.
And Rogers quickly behind 2-0 on Kehoe. Leading off for the Cards here in the top of the 7th. Rogers struggled a little bit with control at times this season. He's had some really good outings and then a few where he just had a hard time finding the zone. And that's a 4-pitch walk to Jackson Kehoe. Dominic Archilla next man up.
Definitely not the start you're asking for if you're new market. Especially Camden Rogers there, 4-pitch walk when you're trying to do the exact opposite of that.
More action in the Rebel bullpen. Colby Jarman is up. Archilla swings and misses. soft floater into right field, gonna fall for a hit in front of Terra Nova. Strong throw across the third. Safe.
Wow, that was really, really close. That tag from Pena was right. Seemed like it was on the money, but no. That's a third base umpire.
It's actually the home plate umpire all the way over at third.
My mistake, but what a throw
Rotating
from
around.
Terranova.
Yeah, it was
Terranova gunned that thing over to third.
a laser beam from right. Bunt popped in the air. Balls in front of Pena. So the Cardinals have 13 unanswered runs, looking to tack on some more. 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out.
You have to keep an eye on the score here. 16-6 would usher in a run rule if the Rebels cannot score anything in the bottom of the 7th.
Swing and a miss on a fastball. 1-2. Called strike 3, nice. Inside breaking ball. Gets him. 1 out.
That's just what the doctor ordered if you're Camden Rogers.
That one's floated into shallow right field. 3 Rebels converging. Terra Nova fields 360. Great throw after a 360 spin out there from Terra Nova. That would have been a web gem and a half if he had made that play.
Yeah, throw that on your ESPN, but still, even just a great play by him. He's had a pretty good inning. You know, he threw that one over to third and got on his high horse to get over to that one near the first base foul line and spun 360 to throw it back to home. He's got a good arm.
Very strong.
Very strong arm. This is Camden Rogers' 7th appearance for the Newmarket Rebels this season. His
Ground ball cut off by Harriel at first. Throws behind Rogers. The E3.
Or right field. Or
Yikes, and you want to erase that one from your drawing board, your highlight reel, and your memory all in one, because that's just not a great play from.
That one hits or. So the lead is now 9 for the Cardinals. Worth noting that 10 runs could equal a run rule victory.
Somebody said something. Somebody angered the powers to be. The baseball gods are not happy with the Newmarket Rebels.
Something
Something
off at the
snapped. I can tell you that.
Two 2-0 now on Dromboski. Fouled back. 15 runs on 13 hits for the Cardinals. Lots of sloppy play for the Rebels on defense tonight, though.
Yep, 3 errors, and I don't think the scoreboard does it justice, really. There have been a lot of sloppy plays that, to be quite frank, we've been pretty, kind to some of these players, giving up a couple of sloppy plays that I think, in college and stuff such like that, they would not be as merciful as, we are.
Swing and a miss. Rogers strikes out to end the inning. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. Tyler Martin leading off for the Rebels. Tyler Martin leads off for the Rebels, trailing by 9 with 9 outs to go. Pending any run rule action. Hard hit ball fielded on the top at second. Thought that was going to be a single into right. Instead, it's a 4-3 putout for the first out of the inning. Might not have been quite as hard hit as I thought.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it had some heat on it, a little bit more than, it actually did from our perspective in the media booth, but definitely slows down on that grassy area, and an easy glove for Mercado. Over to John for quick first out.
Dylan Murphy batting next. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Maddox Land on deck. Ground ball The shortstop pump fakes, but still has time to throw across for the second out of the inning.
College shortstop number 12.
Andrew, I don't know what a white flag is in baseball, but it seems to be pretty close to it. There's no motion, really no activity whatsoever. Just kind of quiet, all quiet.
Kind
in the
of
market.
going through the motions.
Kind of
down
going
there,
through
I
the
would say.
motions. No fight. It's all kind of just popped, kind of just faded away. There's a white flag in baseball. I think this is the closest to it.
Called strike 2-1. Outside 3-1. I think the home plate umpire might have thought that was strike 3 at first because he looked like he kind of was
Ring 'em
starting to do a ring 'em up motion, and then he realized it was only strike 2. Full count on land, 2 outs, nobody on base. Bottom of the 7th. Softly hit to third, fielded on the hop, and fired across in time.
No errors.
Solid play by KO there to collect and focus in and grab that one, send it over to John in time. Solid back half for the Cardinals.
JoJo Montgomery leading off. Colby Jarman, the new pitcher out of UNC Wilmington.
Jarman has no available stats for UNCW whatsoever, using the Valley League as an opportunity to look at coaches and say, hey, put me in. I'm ready for this.
Ground ball past Mallow at second into right field. Single for JoJo Montgomery. Dangwoon John. Next up. Lefty-lefty matchup. Plays in Colby Jarman's favor. Big swing and a miss at a fastball. Not too many folks left in the ballpark. I would call it a smattering of fans. True diehards. Well inside, wild pitch. Allows Montgomery to advance the base. Breaking ball swung on and missed.
Yeah, John knew that was a strike. He started parading around the batter's box a little bit after that. Check swing wasn't really a check.
One-two from Jarman. Breaking ball finds the inside corner for strike three. Nice pitch from Jarman there. Kind of started the breaking ball right at him and broke it back over the inside corner.
Well, at the end of the day, Andrew, the top of the six, if you completely erase that for the Cardinals, this is a 6-4 ball game in favor of the Rebels. So if the Rebels just, in the future can limit those big time, hard, just like terrible momentum losing innings, they'll win this game. This was a very much winnable game. They were ahead, very much so ahead in this game, and the floodgates open up. They
Probably a win probability north of 90% in after 3 innings, ahead by 6. Coming off of 2 off days, the entire bullpen available. Fly ball to Terranova in right. He's got it. Runner tags. Nice throw in relay from Land and Terranova, but he'll move up 90. Worth noting that Montgomery would potentially be the 10-run lead for the Cardinals, which would potentially end this one an inning early if he scores and the Rebels don't score in the bottom half.
No hacky sack game going on in the right field bullpen, but they are kind of just sitting and kind of looks like they're almost admiring their work tonight. They did a great job.
He did take the tent down.
They did. They did. I see it. It's packed away right where it was before. No need for a tent this late.
Bit of a back and forth. Not sure exactly how to describe it beyond that, but
Little fumbling by
seems like that has kind of been the theme all night for the Rebels. There's been a couple times where warm-up balls have gotten away, catcher throws back to the pitcher, have rolled into the outfield. It's just been a kind of a sloppy evening.
should have kept a wild pitch count because there were a lot tonight.
Pass balls too.
Pass balls as well, yes.
1-1. Inside. Didn't miss by too much. Ground ball to third, diving stop. No play. Pena did a nice job knocking it down, but it'll be a single for Archilla. Sean Andrade, shortstop next up.
And tonight's kind of a night where you sit back in your seat and you kind of appreciate the little things about, you know, this sport and this ballpark. The field looks absolutely fantastic. It's incredible maintenance. Lights are working perfectly. Scoreboard's looking great.
Swing and a miss.
Our intern John's doing a great job with the scoreboard.
Never seen a yawn bigger than the one he just
No.
let out over there.
Brandon, as always, killing it, knocking it out the park. Production.
Another big swing and a miss. One ball, two strikes, two outs. Just outside. Hard hit line drive into right, down in front of Terra Nova. Fires it in.
And that's just another play where you look at the little things. Just a great play by Terra Nova there, not to let that get past him. That's a bouncing ball in the outfield, and especially when you got the grassy terrain, it's hard to read that. And he did a good job getting his glove down and gloving that and preventing extra bases there.
Yeah, never would have guessed that Terra Nova has spent the majority of his college career in the infield. Become a
Making
staple.
a case to go out back for his team. Much needed mound conference now. Great balls.
I think this one's going to be Jarman's to finish. No action in the bullpen.
Getting some flashbacks to the game against the Charlottesville Tom Sox.
Swing and a miss, inside fastball.
Where they kind of just left that closing pitcher out to, just say, all right, just finish it off.
That one's too far inside, ball 3.
Good pitch there by Jarman.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jarman limits the damage. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Mallow, Banks, and Magana up for the Rebels in the bottom half, who need a run to keep this game going. Jonathan Mallow going to lead things off in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Rebels trailing by 10. 16 runs on 17 hits for the Cardinals, 6 runs on 7 hits for the Rebels.
New pitcher for the Front Royal Cardinals, Anthony Michaelis. From UVA Wise, the Ashburn, Virginia native. Formerly went to Wake Tech, and then he climbed up to UVA Wise, climbing the ladder using the transfer portal. One of the advantages of that ability to transfer schools when you can and you want to.
Inside, almost hit Mallow.
Mighty close there. Had to dodge out of the way.
Rebels down by 10 with only 6 outs to go, but crazier things have happened.
Definitely crazier things have happened.
This is the Valley Baseball League. We were talking about a game a couple years ago where here at Rebel Park against these Cardinals went to extra innings and they ended up winning by 18.
How often do you see that? Never is the answer to that.
Never, but
we'll never, except
that
once.
just goes to show you can score 18 runs in an inning here at Rebel Park. So
Well, we got close to it with the
leadoff man is on. Zach Banks next up. Mallow has about a 2-step lead. 3-step lead. Wild pitch, and he will head on down to second. Goes Mallow. Rebels should get 3 cracks to drive in that run and keep the game alive. Not a lot of energy left for either team. Front Royal dugout had good energy through about the 7th inning, but
got a guy doing pull-ups in the dugout.
called strike to Banks, 1-1.
Definitely cooled down. They probably cooled off because I believe they got a warning. I think I saw one of the umpires walk over to the dugout and tell them to basically cool off.
Hit into center, is going to get down for a hit. Mallow had to pause to see if it was going to be caught, and he's actually just going to stay put on the single.
That was a very smart move by Mallow to stay put there because Green did a great job to collect that and fire it into the infield. I really think if he took off on that one, he would have been thrown out.
Here's Mario Magana Jr. 2 men on, nobody out. Magana definitely a big threat to go deep. Just feels like a situation where he might just do it.
If there's anybody on this lineup that can go deep, it's him.
Batting lefty this time.
He bat lefty when he hit that homer against.
Ooh,
Strong,
had one to hit there. Looked like a
definitely
hanging breaking
did.
ball, and he fouled it off. He'd love to have that one back.
And when I
think.
mean that was hanging, that was hanging. That was sitting there. Sitting duck.
Like about belt high right down the middle. Timed it, just was either right under it or right above it. It went straight back.
It's the kind of pitch that keeps a hitter up at night. You toss and turn, thinking about what could have been.
Fouled off. 3 consecutive foul balls. Terranova on deck, been hitting the ball hard all night. Wild pitch, way up and out. Few fans trying to bring some energy. So second and third, nobody out. Magana at the plate. Behind 1 and 2. Fouls another one off.
Andrew, if you're Coach Shepard, what's your message to the Newmarket Rebel players after this game? What, you take them out to the outfield, kind of sit them down, and what would you say to them?
I think it's got to be a Ted Lasso goldfish moment. 5-second memory. You got to put this one behind you and move on to play again tomorrow night. First of 5 consecutive games for the Rebels, and perhaps some good energy on the way with Parents Weekend starting up.
The great Coach K of Duke University said 1, 2, 3 flush. You got to flush this moment down, especially this top of the 6th, giving up 11 runs.
That one's hit deep into left center field. Outfielders are back, not going to get to it. It is down. It'll be a double for Magana. Banks going to try to score, play at the plate, not in time. Nice backup from the pitcher there to keep Magana at second. He was looking to go for third. So we will play 9 innings tonight, as 2 runs scored for the Rebels, cut the deficit to 8. Magana drops the pads off at third base. Magana hit that one about 380 feet the opposite way and didn't really look like he got all of it, to be honest, off the warning track.
You certainly could have gotten a lot more on that.
Swing and a miss from Terranova, 0-1.
Could have sent that thing. I've said it before, but I'll say he could have sent that thing to the Luray Caverns there.
Ironically, did land right in front of the Endless Cavern sign.
Mm-hmm.
You're not familiar with this region of Virginia, lots of limestone, lots of caverns.
That's a must-see experience, really. One of those caverns.
Take your pick. Rebels are sponsored by Shenandoah Caverns, Endless Caverns, and Luray Caverns. All within about a 15-minute drive.
I did not know it was a 15-minute drive. That's awesome.
Number 21, Jaden Harry.
On one of these back-to-back games where, I'm just kind of here and in Newmarket, I should sneak down, maybe do a little intern bonding.
Intern cavern exploration.
Intern cavern exploration. That'd be pretty fun.
First pitch to Harriel outside for a ball. Called strike on the inside corner. Two one, swung on and missed, or foul tipped perhaps at the plate.
Got a little piece of it.
Big swing and a miss. Harriel out for the second out of the inning.
From River State College third baseman,
Solid start. This bottom of the 8th for the Rebels is kind of quieted with 2 straight strikeouts, and
Called strike.
McGalis really focusing in and taking care of this, kind of heart of the Rebels lineup, and that's what you need from a solid and efficient closer.
down low for a ball.
Solid framing attempt from Archilla there.
Slide into left. More or less right to the left fielder, who's got it for the third out of the inning. Rebels score 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Those 2 runs mean we'll play a 9th inning on the other side of this break. James Green leading off once again for the Front Royal Cardinals here in the 9th inning. Colby Jarman still on the mound for the Rebels. Score is 16-8 in favor of Front Royal. Green dances out of the way of that one.
Sounded like it hit something there. Maybe it was just skipping off the dirt, who knows.
Purcellville Cannons picked up a win tonight over the Covington Lumberjacks, so they will have sole possession of first place, barring a miraculous comeback from the Rebels in the bottom half of the 9th.
Definitely crossed up Murphy there. Ouch.
Another one that got away from Murphy.
Right in that strike zone, but just in a tough spot for him to grab and bounces off and takes a second there to. Solid pitch there from Jarman, recollecting and dealing that one.
Good chance for Jarman to get some work in, maybe build some confidence with the coaching staff. One of the lesser used pitchers, breaks a bat there. Chopper down the third baseline that stays fair. Jarman fielded it, but really had no chance. Be a single. Feels like there's been a lot of those tonight for the Cardinals that are just in the right place at the right time.
Broken bat as well. Danny Orr from the University of Maryland, Baltimore College, better known as UMBC. Viewers may know UMBC from the 2018 upset over the University of Virginia in March Madness. First time a 16 seed is beat a 1 seed.
Ground ball to Mallow at second. Goes to second. For the force out, it'll be a fielder's choice. Thought Mallow was going to have to go to first there, but managed to kind of wheel around and
I think that game against UVA, you kind of had to remember where you were when that happened because, wow, what an upset that one was. If you're a sports fan or a basketball fan, you probably remember that night.
come from a family of UVA fans, so tough on them. Can't say that I'm overly UVA-y, but some shade being thrown at Virginia Tech basketball in the booth.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since Tech made March Madness, but that's all
And
right.
tell us, Jack, when was the last time they won a national championship?
That one is never. That one is never. I did not know I was joined by who's in this media booth. But I'm proud of my Hokies. They're doing good.
From Villanova, another
Let the record show we'll be happy to get some positive Who spin should they send us some baseball players next summer.
Definitely.
We're going to get on Jack to make that happen.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Spend some time in the coach's office this offseason.
I have interviewed Coach Chef of the Virginia Tech Hokies a couple of times, so yeah, I could be able to
There you
bring
go.
it up to him, and if I ever bump into him in Blacksburg. Not say the same about University of Virginia. I have no connection to them.
0-2 on Montgomery. They check with first on a almost fully swung check swing, and he is called out by the first base umpire.
At that point, I'd probably just go around for pride reasons.
Sangwoon John gets another chance. Of course, the school with perhaps the most successful athletic department of any in Virginia, JMU. Just trying to get under everybody else's skin up here. College football playoff, Women's College World Series,
I give all the
lacrosse
credit.
national champions.
All the credit to JMU. They are a great athletic school as well as a great.
I think it was 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Ground ball softly hit to Mallow at second. Quick throw to first, gets him.
for the Cardinals in
No runs on one hit, no error, 2 left on base to finish that thought. 2 or 3 years ago, JMU finished the season with no varsity athletic team under 500.
Incredible.
We'll be back for the bottom half of the ninth in just a moment. Tyler Martin leading off for the Rebels. Bottom of the ninth, trailing by 8, new Cardinals pitcher Will Sparks.
Sparks, that's an interesting last name.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, and anybody else can chime in. Favorite baseball name?
Catfish Hunter. Coco Crisp.
Coco Crisp, that's a good one. Daryl Strawberry.
Catfish Hunter takes the cake for me.
I think my personal favorite is the pitcher named Grant Balfour. I mean, what a name for a pitcher.
That's awesome.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Rebels need a lot to go their way here if they want to somehow come back in this one, and that is not how you would start it off.
Definitely
Martin
not what
goes
you
down
want
swinging.
From Florida.
I believe that was 3 straight.
Number 24, Dylan Murphy.
Dylan Murphy, next man up. That one misses low for a ball.
Three appearances for Sparks. Latest one going on June 19th against Strasburg in that 13-10 victory. Off to a good start here. Looking to close out the Rebels.
Fouled off. Sparks was South Alabama.
You're correct.
Solid baseball school.
Very.
I think the last Rebel from South Alabama was Brendan Donovan. Plays in the big leagues for the Seattle Mariners. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
From Pensacola State College, number 12, Maddox.
Maddox Land, the last chance for the Rebels.
At this point,
Lazy fly out into left, and that'll do it. Rebels go down 1-2-3. In the bottom of the 9th inning. Thanks for hanging in there with us tonight, everybody. Final line score, Front Royal 16 runs on 16 hits and 1 error. Newmarket 8 runs on 9 hits and 3 errors. We'll be back with you here on Friday night for the first night of Parents Weekend.